Niente. Com'è? Per il momento niente. Aspetta. Dovresti essere questo, adesso poi questo il secondo, sappi.
So, Milano Climbing Expo 2020 is starting right now. We're here together from Urban Wall in Milan. We're starting our Milano Climbing Expo 2020 with a lot of fun, a lot of competitions. So a very rich afternoon. In the afternoon with Marzio, we will present the athletes who are going to compete in boulder and lead will enjoy the Urban Wall Academy, Urban Gravity Academy, and will also give you some information on how the organization will follow. So we will talk about Jacopo and Barbara, and Jacopo Laucher and Barbara Zangel. So let's introduce the athletes. Well, I'd start with presenting the female lead athletes. Oh, sorry, male lead athletes. So we're not being that kind, but from Italy, Stefano Ghisolfi. Please cheer them. And then from the Netherlands, Jörg Verhoeven. They will appear from somewhere in a minute. Well, they will appear from somewhere. So while the athletes are appearing, we'll have the Urban Wall Academy Dance Company. Even La Grasta and Veronica Testa are the protagonists of this dance show. And they are going to sort of open up this Milano Climbing Expo 2020. The gym is Urban Wall in Milan, and off we go with the show.
Sparkling light, so much beauty I have to adjust my eyes. It was twilight, 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 twilight. So much beauty I had to adjust my eyes.
real great. The girls from the Urban Wall Academy from Vigevano. Veronica Testa, the founder, choreographer, helped out and they've organized this splendid gravitational dancing performance. This school has been ideated by Veronica Testa in cooperation with the Orfei Circus. I mean, it was a great beginning. So we have to do with gravity today. So the girls were absolutely fantastic. And then people say climbing is a dangerous sport. It was incredible to see, you know, how easily they'd move at 10 meters off the ground. So congratulations both for the athletic gesture and the courage as well, because they've been absolutely great. A big applause from all of us for these fantastic girls. And now we're getting ready. Just a few more moments. We're waiting and we're getting ready for our athletes. From the technical viewpoint, Luca is going to organize things for our streaming. Welcome everybody, good afternoon everybody. And so basically, let's take these few minutes we have that separate us from the introduction of the athletes to actually explain the formats of these competitions, both the lead and boulder. Let's start with the first competition, which is lead today, and we'll have the possibility of seeing our athletes fighting in a duel. It's not a proper duel on two exactly identical routes, but rather very similar ones in terms of grade and difficulty. But it'd be great to see two climbers sort of compare themselves on the same portion of the wall, and the final ranking will obviously be defined by the height reached and by the time it took them to actually get to that height. So basically, one shift on a route, and then about an hour later, we will see the same athlete on the second route. So we have 8 athletes, and so there'll be 6 in the finals. Yes, 6 for lead, and only 4 instead will go to the finals for boulder. Boulder is going to be organized on a series of difficulties and problems the athletes had a chance to try this morning and yesterday afternoon, and then they'll have 4 minutes time to be able to solve such problems. The best 4 will be the finalists tonight on 3 different problems they're going to tackle with the prefers technique. Yes, they obviously have to choose whatever they like. The name of Agnero, Sala and Moroni. For boulder, Martino Sala, Scarbei, Spadea, Zanone and Lorenzo Borri have made the routes. And a big applause to them as well, because they're going to allow us to enjoy this afternoon. Yes, because it's up to them that the good competition comes out this afternoon and this evening. And the level is really absolutely top. These are experienced people, and now let's move to the athletes. And I'd also thank Gerosa, the judge, for this competition. Let's start with the lead male athletes. Stefano Ghisolfi from Italy, Jörg Verhoeven from the Netherlands. Slowly but surely we'll see them coming over. Then Stefano, Jörg from Netherlands, Stefano Carnati from Italy, Marcello Bombardi, again from Italy, Michele Nacesoro from Spain, Jorge Diaz-Rulo from Spain, and then the last 2 from yesterday, Niccolò Balducci from Italy and Davide Colombo, again from Italy. A big round of applause. Whilst women's lead, we have from Slovenia Mia Markovic, Anak Verhoeven from Belgium, then Claudia Ghisolfi from Italy, Anna Stohr from Austria, Laura Rogora from Italy. And she's qualified for the Olympic Games for 2020. Together with Ludovico Fossati, who's also qualified for the Olympic Games. Ciala Calan from Slovenia, Federica Papetti and Martina De Preto from Italy, again, who got qualified yesterday afternoon. Federica Papetti from the Boldarini Sports Association. She obviously trains here, so obviously everybody will cheer for her. Then for boulder, we have again Gabriele Moroni from Italy, Gregor Fetzonik from Slovenia. Here we have Gabriele and Gregor. They're coming over. Alex Kazanov from Israel. Yufei Pan from China. Nils Favre from France. I thought he was from Sweden. We shall see later on, we'll ask him. Ance Pejarka from Slovenia. Eneko Carretero from Spain and Stefan Scherz from Austria. Here they are, they're all coming, they're running over. And then we have Pietro Biagini and Philip Schenk from Italy. Whilst boulder, women, Katarina Sarvain, Austria, Camilla Moroni from Italy, Yang Rong from China, Katja Kajic from Slovenia. Katja Kadic, then we have Stasia Jejo from Serbia, Fanny Gilbert from France, Eva Hammelmüller, Austria. Then we have Giulia Medici from Italy, Miriam Fogu and Petra Campana, all three from Italy, 3 Italians. So again, a big round of applause to all the athletes who are going to compete this afternoon and this evening. A big round of applause to all the athletes who are going to be the protagonists of Milano Climbing Expo 2020 for boulder and lead. So once again, just a second for photographers. Photographers can take all the pictures they like. A big smile, cheers. You'll have to sweat later on, so you can smile for the moment. So at 3 o'clock sharp, the athletes from lead will be isolated for the start off of the competition. We will start with the real competition, and in the meantime, we'll have a bit of entertainment with Jacopo Larker and Barbara. So thanks to everybody. Say hello to everybody. And we'll meet you again at 3 o'clock sharp for lead and then boulder. Thank you, guys. Good luck to you all. So in the meantime, we can say thanks to our friends from the Federation of the Italian Sports Association, FASI, FASI. It's a special year this year because they're going to start off at the Olympic Games. We already have Fossati and Rogora at the Olympic Games. And we hope we can qualify somebody else for Tokyo 2020. Okay, Marzio. I leave you. Don't exaggerate with beer, of course, because you have a bit of free time at the moment. But in the meantime, we have here Jacopo Larker. And we should also have Pietro Borro, the director of his video. And here we are. And in fact, I'll reach you. We are here with Jacopo Larker. Hi, good afternoon, Jacopo. How are you? Fine, thank you. Great, so you are enjoying the MCE. You find a second home here at Milano Climbing Expo 2020 because you enjoyed being at 10 meters height for a while, trying to define the routes. Yes, it's comfy after all, you know, when you get used to it. Obviously, it was a great experience. For you who've never had this experience, you can make coffee at that height. You're the ledge holder. Well, it was interesting to see so many people interested. You know, there were so many people who actually came to try. And it was a real pleasure to see so many people actually involved. Well, next year we're going to get this organized even better. Now, talking about vertical things, there is a beautiful video, Rise, which shows your last trad enterprise. Let's have a look at the video now. Here we go.
Calais is a place where I really love to spend time. It's really quiet. I feel like peace with myself. It's the place where I improve as a trad climber and where I started to bring my vision about trad climbing on the rocks. And Tribe especially is the route has witnessed all the stages of this, let's call it evolution as a trad climber. I remember when I saw the line for the first time, that was in 2014, I think. And that day, I just climbed all day on easier routes, which were challenging at the time for me. And yeah, I simply didn't thought that this line would have taken 6 years of my life.
I'm filming. No, stop showing this mostly.
I first met Jacopo on expedition at La Réunion. He was obviously very strong, very talented, and very shy as well.
That's good now.
And absolutely unable to jam and to crack climb properly.
Come on, Jacopo! Make that meat fat as possible by pushing. If it's that way you push...
Okay, at the time I don't actually think he'd ever really been trad climbing, but it seemed like he was, a young climber that was just hungry to learn new things and discover a new world.
After La Réunion, I invited him pretty often to come and climb with me and my friends. We were discovering these places, Calais and Eusesico, and he started being intrigued by this group of people and this style of climbing.
Jacopo l'ho conosciuto la prima volta a Eusesico. Quello che mi aveva colpito era il fatto di essere veramente una persona alla mano e proprio umile, ecco.
Di Jacopo apprezzo molto il suo percorso, no? È passato dall'essere campione italiano di boulder ad essere uno degli atleti più polivalenti e validi che ci sono in questo momento.
When I stopped competing, I asked to myself what I wanted to do in climbing, and trad climbing was the answer. Like when I first tried it, I realized that was exactly what I was looking for. In trad climbing, you don't have any bolts, so you have to find a way to protect yourself using just the features of the rock. The gear you place is not always safe, so it's way more engaging than sport climb. I simply love the fact that I had to deal with my fears, like I was scared, but at the same time I had to focus on the actual climb. It was a huge challenge for me at the time, it still is, and that's probably the thing that I love the most about it. And Cadarese is the place where I found the perfect playground for that.
Through the years, we've been walking this path thousands of times. And there were a few lines that were obviously too futuristic for me and my friends' skills. But some of them I saw that could possibly be climbable. Jacopo was visionary enough to go upsail the line and check the features.
I remember when I rapped down on the route the first time, I was really impressed by the beauty of the line, but at the same time, I had the feeling that the last section was impossible because it was so blank and the holes were so far apart.
It's impossible not to look at it. As you walk up to the crag, it's there. It's one of the first things that you see, and it's just staring you in the face. It's one of the most, beautiful small trad routes that I've ever seen.
He could see there was a possibility of this line to be climbed, although the run out was serious and the falls were long.
At first, it seemed to be going pretty good. I knew how good of a climber he was, and I just assumed he'd link it all together pretty quickly. But the thing is, on stuff like this, even if you can do the moves, it doesn't mean you can link them, and even linking two of those moves is already a really, really tough effort. I mean, we're talking about double-digit boulders up there. It's seriously hard climbing.
When I started trying the route, seriously, it didn't matter if I couldn't find a partner. I spent weeks just camping at the base of the cliff and climbing along, try the move. I was, I think, really, really driven. I hadn't experienced that before. I think I was so obsessed by the line because I didn't know if it was possible or not. The cool thing about this process was that a lot of people just showed up and they started to offer their help. They came to help me out with the project, they helped me to build a landing. I met so many people that I didn't know before, and they became my friends. And we just shared a lot of cool days at the crag, sharing the same vision, the same passion in a place that we all love so much. And maybe it was exactly this feeling that motivated me the most to keep on trying the route.
It takes a real amount of determination to keep on going back day after day after day trying things, sometimes even failing lower than you had done before, and just keep on pushing towards that ultimate goal, that ultimate dream of seeing the thing become a reality.
Aveva fatto Rhapsody, l'apoterapia, Gondo Crack, in tempi rapidissimi, quindi tessure di 8C, 8C+. Per il tempo che ci ha dedicato si vedeva subito che era un tiro di un grado superiore, proprio di un'altra dimensione.
He did so many hard routes over the last couple of years. It's pretty crazy in all sorts of different styles. And they all went down really fast, in the space of a couple of days or maybe weeks. And still his project in Cadarese remained elusive.
Lui ha cristallizzato, secondo me, il tempo, no? Gli ha creato attorno questo rapporto sentimentale ed è la cosa che mi ha affascinato molto, no? Cioè, la voglia ancora di attendere che le cose succedano e prima o poi succederanno.
I remember that a lot of times I thought about just giving up, and I asked myself, would I care? And in those moments I always tried to think why I was doing that. It was my desire to climb that thing. It didn't matter how long it would take. It was just important to know if I could do it or not. What I learned from Tribe is definitely the importance of believing in our goals, like in believing ourselves, even when we have a lot of evidences that maybe we are not doing the right thing. But if we really want to do something, that's probably the only right thing. Tribe was definitely like a personal process, but all my friends played a really important role in it. They showed me what the climbing community is, and I'm really thankful for that. That's why the route is called Tribe.
When you've said everything to yourself and you're serene. In that case, you've finished a wonderful dialogue with that wall. Yeah, it was a long dialogue. So that was really liberating shout. I didn't expect it to happen, really. But then we've also seen it can be an inspiration for the very many young people who are here. Not to say that you're old, but there are kids here looking at you and seeing what's behind this all, which is a very sort of personal search and a lot of training. You see how much dialogue there is in this respect. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't define it as work, but rather as passion. But yes, it was a long journey. It was an inner journey. It was something I did with myself, and the ending was absolutely great. You talked about friendship as well, and you said you had many people supporting you in this enterprise of yours. What's the help you get from your friends? Well, friends have been, the success key for this dream of mine. As I said in the video, I mean, I got to Caravese on my own, and with the passing of time, with the passing of seasons, I met people who welcomed me and helped me in this journey of mine in different ways. I mean, they helped me physically, they helped me from the organizational viewpoint. Without them, I think I wouldn't have been able to do it. So this got you even richer. Yes, absolutely. It was great. I don't really see it as a sports achievement, but rather as a personal achievement. It was somehow, a step along my long way. Yes, but I mean, also from the sports viewpoint, not everybody did it. Yes, I'm super happy about my achievement also from the sports viewpoint. It was certainly the most difficult route I ever did. But it's almost impossible for me to see it just as a sports achievement. We also want to thank Pietro Porro, the director. Just out of curiosity, when you do these routes, what kind of relationship do you have with the director who's following you with the camera? Because in some cases, it might even be worrying being filmed. Well, also with Pietro, there is a great friendship. Unfortunately, today he could not be here with us, but it was a fundamental part of my process. I mean, he was always present, both behind the camera and also as a friend and as a great aid to what I was doing. So it became part of the team. Yes, absolutely, yes. Okay, now next targets now. Because, I mean, with this was already a great satisfaction, but there are very many other walls. Yes, now I'd like to travel a bit more. I mean, in these last few years, I had this route in mind, and I couldn't really feel free to dedicate myself to other things. So now I'd like to travel a bit more to different mountains rather than just focusing myself on sports climbing. So we'll go and explore and open some new routes probably. And well, then first of all, good luck for these new projects. And now we talk to Barbara. Barbara, I don't know whether Nicoletta Costi can help us. Yes, she's there. Barbara.
Sei ora coinvolta in questo diciamo progetto misto, un po' arrampicata, un po' sci. Sì, è vero, non sono una perfetta sciatrice, ma è un progetto misto.
Mine is a pro skier, and she got more and more into climbing, and I helped her in her way, and she teach me skiing. And now the project is to climb a wall in Arlberg region, in Vorarlberg, climb the south wall and ski down the north face.
Ecco, si diceva Barbara che appunto questo progetto mescola lo sci, l'arrampicata e lo sci con una sua amica che lei sì.
Climbing with a friend. The friend is an expert skier. She's an expert climber. So the idea is that of climbing in Austria, the Lech Quellenbergen, and go down skiing. So che la tua amica è quella che ha fatto partire il progetto, ma adesso si è infortunata. So we know the project has been postponed because your friend, yes.
Sì, Nadine si è allenata moltissimo.
The problem was that maybe she trained too hard. She went from 7B to 8B in just a year. And that was maybe the problem. She ripped the ligament and also a piece of her bone broke. And now they had to fix it with an external fixateur, and it will take half a year to recover this injury. So we have to wait to go back.
Allora, dobbiamo aspettare appunto che...
So we have to wait for your friend to recover from this accident, because obviously she wanted to close this gap in terms of climbing, and unfortunately she hurt herself. She hurt one finger of her hand because they had a fixator into her finger. So we'll have to wait for 6 months for her. And if I'm not mistaken, there are also images Barbara wanted to show us.
It's not really professional what I'm showing. It's just some footage of the project we are working on. It's some skiing, and also I climbed the route before in summer, and I belayed Nadine a lot of times to get her prepared for the south face, and she went with me skiing. And yeah, the approach with the skis is about 4 hours, and yeah, but it will take some time to go back.
If I understood well, obviously there's a sports target for this project, but the most important thing is, if I understood well, is the friendship with you, and the will to explore new frontiers, new interior frontiers. No? Se capisco bene, è vero che c'è un progetto sportivo, ma c'è soprattutto l'amicizia che è alla base di questo progetto, insieme alla voglia di esplorare anche personale. In this way, the friendship is the most important thing in this project.
Sì, è vero. It's really cool when you can help each other in a sport. So I am not a professional skier, and I am trying hard to get better. And she's helping me a lot. And sharing something like that together is amazing, because I help a lot with climbing, and so we can get the best out of the whole thing, I think. And for sure, I think the most important is the friendship at the end, and not the hard climbing or the skiing.
Eh sì, ci aiutiamo a vicenda nel migliorarci, lei mi aiuta nel migliorare nello sci.
In skiing and climb.
Dall'arrampicata, e effettivamente stiamo vivendo abbiamo vissuto già queste bellissime esperienze insieme, speriamo presto di poter continuare in questo progetto. Allora Barbara,
quindi ti auguro il meglio.
Se abbiamo capito, vi vediamo in esplorazione quest'estate. Mi raccomando, c'è da girare qualche altro bel video. Ma Pietro che fa? Viene con voi anche in vacanza? Lo mettete nello zaino oppure girate da soli quando...
No, penso che dopo avermi visto per 6 anni ha bisogno di una piccola pausa adesso.
6 years, I think he needs a little break. And certainly we have lots of projects together, but in Kyrgyzstan we go, the two of us. So exploration, but your way of exploring, of showing us nature and sport. So thank you, Jacopo and Barbara, and please stay with us this afternoon. And so, a couple of minutes. And I take advantage to just tell you that we're going, the streaming of the competitions will start at 3. So for those who are interested in the competitions, at 3 o'clock we'll have the lead semi-finals, both female and male. So just it will be a dual formula, not really a dual, because the two routes are not exactly the same, but rather they're sort of different, so all the climbers will flying both routes. And the couples are Davide Colombo versus Nicolò Balducci, Martina De Preto, Federica Papetti, Claudia Ghisolfi, Charles Callan, Cordia Sougio, Michele Nerassisoro, Anna Stur, Mina Markovic, Stefano Carnati, Marcello Bombardi, Anak Verhoeven, Laura Ogora, Stefano Ghisolfi, Jörg Verhoeven. So there's going to be a little break. So 3 o'clock to start with the competition. Thank you.